Hi guys, it's Mrs. Tellas. We're going to do section 2.2 and 2.3 together, which is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, solving inequalities. So let's give this a try together. You need a piece of paper so you can be writing things down, not just watching. Remember, math is not a spectator sport. We got to write things down. Okay, so we're going to start right here with x plus 6. So we solve inequalities exactly like we solve equations, but instead of dropping the equal sign, we drop the inequality sign. So in this case, we're going to be dropping greater than equal to. So I'm going to make my t, and it says to solve x minus 6 is greater than or equal to negative 10. So that means I need to get the x by itself. So I do the opposite of minus 6, just like I would do normally, which is add 6 to both sides. Or plus 6, same thing. So the x will drop, the 6's cross out, the greater than equal to drops, and over here this goes in your calculator. This is negative 4. It also says to graph, and the graph the solution is a review from the last section. So let's remember how to do this. So we'll put negative 4 in the middle. We'll go up 1 and back 1 just so I can tell which side is the bigger side and which side is the smaller side. It has an equal sign, so I draw a closed circle on negative 4, which means I color it in. And then I'm going to shade the bigger side, and the bigger side is the right side. So I shade this side, and this is my answer. So you can see that negative 4 is a solution, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, and all the positive numbers to positive infinity. So lots of numbers are a part of the solution that could be plugged in here for x and make it true. Okay, so now we're going to translate and solve. Okay, so you're going to need your half sheet. Okay, your half sheet. So we're going to start word by word and change this to math, from English to math. So here we go. 4, the number 4, plus is a plus sign. Anytime you see the word the number, that's x. Is exceeding is on your half sheet. It's greater than, and then 7 is just 7. And then we're going to solve it. So if I want to get x alone in the front, I'm going to subtract 4 on both sides. The 4's cancel. X drops, greater than drops, and it's 3. Okay, it doesn't say to graph, so we're done there. Okay, I want you to press pause, and I want you to try number 2 and see what you come up with there. All right, number 2. Hopefully you tried it. Okay, so it's 8 is not under, so that's above. So greater than or equal to. The difference is minus, the number is x, so I'm subtracting x and 5. So x minus 5. So if I wanted to solve for x, I would add 5 to both sides because I want to get rid of the minus 5 that's attached to x. So the 5s would cancel and x would drop. Over here, this is 13. Now the problem with this is, unlike equations where you can leave the x in the front or the back, in an inequality, the x must be in the front. So I have to do a flip here. So x is going to come to the front, and 13 is going to go to the back. They switch places, and greater than equal to becomes less than equal to. So I switch it around, and then this is my answer. All right, go ahead and press pause and try both of these. They're both similar. Go ahead and just solve. Don't worry about the graph. All right, so for the first one, we're going to do plus 2 on both sides to get the b alone. And that's negative 7. There's no flip there because b is already in the front. And then here, we're going to add 3 to both sides, which m is less than or equal to 8. I hope you got at least one of those right, or I hope you tried one of them. Right down here, we've got Scooby, and he's telling you that the variable must be in the front or first in the inequality. So you can already see y is in the back. We're going to have to do a flip here. So if we solve for y, even though it's a fraction, we're still just getting rid of minus 1/4. So we're going to add 1/4 to both sides. So if you put this into Desmos, 1/4 plus 1/4, it's going to pop out 1/2. The greater than will drop, and y drops. Those are gone now. Okay, but the problem is that y is in the back or to the right on the equation or the inequality, so I have to flip it. So y and 1/2 change places, and greater than becomes less than. So this is my answer. Okay, this is really similar. I'm going to do this one just because there's a couple in there like in the book like this. But do you see how there's too many terms over here on this side? There's 1, 2, 3. These two are like. I can combine like terms and then solve. So if I combine these two. Y plus 5 is less than or equal to 5. We would subtract 5 on both sides. And that's my answer. Those 5s cancel. And this side has to have a number, so it's 0. There's another couple. If you want to try them, go ahead. You can press pause and give them a try. Okay, the answer here would be K is less than or equal to -8. And the answer here would be Z. It's a flip. And if we subtract, that'd be 2/3. Yeah, that'd be right if you did them. Good job. Okay, so here's 2.3. It says if an inequality is multiplied or divided by a negative number. So if I'm multiplying or divided by a negative number on both sides, I have to flip the inequality. So greater than will become less than. Greater than equal to become less than equal to. And it also works the other way. Less than equal to become greater than equal to, and less than will become greater than. If you multiply by a positive, you don't flip. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So on this first one right here, if I want G alone, it's got to divide by -3. So the opposite of divide by -3 is multiply by -3. You can very plainly see that I multiplied by a negative number on both sides of the inequality. That means I have to flip the less than to greater than. So this is G is greater than -36 as my answer. Same thing over here with the fraction. If I want to get rid of the -3/4 off the D, they're multiplied. So I'm going to divide by -3/4. See how I divided both sides by a negative number? Okay, since I divided by negative, I have to flip the inequality. So greater than equal to becomes less than equal to. If you put this into decimals, this is -8, and then D is just in the front because those cancel. All right, so here's a story problem we're going to translate. So 4/5, that's a fraction, 4/5 of a number, a number is your x, is at most is less than or equal to, and you can get that off of your half sheet, and 20 is 20. So if I want to get rid of the 4/5, they're multiplied, so I divide by 4/5. There's no flip because see how I divided by a positive number, a positive fraction, and I believe that's 25. Let me make sure. 20 over 1 times 5 over 4. Yeah, that's 25. Okay, let's try this one here. So it says solve and graph. So we're going to graph this one too. If I want this C alone, these are multiplied. So I do the opposite operation, which is divide. So I'm going to divide by -8. I divided by a negative. So since I divided by a negative number, I have to flip the inequality to greater than. So that's -17, and that's C. Okay, but C's at the back, and C has to be in the front, so I have to flip a second time. So C is less than -17. That's my answer. This is called a double flip. Okay, first I flipped because I divided by -8. And second, I flipped because C was on the right side or in the back of the inequality. It can't be back there. It has to be first. Okay, 10 is not above the quotient of a number and -6. So we start with 10 is not above, means it's lower than or equal to, I believe. The quotient means divide of a number and -6. So I'm dividing a number and -6. Okay, and this doesn't say solve, it just says translate. This would be a double flip though, if I solved it, because I would multiply by -6. I would flip because I multiplied by a negative on both sides. So it becomes greater than equal to. Those cancel. And then I have to flip again because x is in the back and it needs to be in the front. So this is my final answer. It needs to be flipped twice. Once because we multiplied by a negative, and second because x was in the wrong place. Okay, I want you to press pause and try number 15 and see if you get this right, please. Write it down on your paper and see if you get it correct. Okay, so on this one, these are multiplied. So I would divide by a positive 15. There's no flip when I divide by a positive. It stays the same. And that's -3. This is my answer. Give yourself a pat on the back if you got that right. Okay, let's look here. If I want to get the x by itself, these are multiplied. So I would divide by 2. X drops. There's no flip when I divide by a positive. -6/7 divided by 2 is the same as -6/7 times 1/2. So that's 3/7 negative. Okay, and you would just put this in your calculator in Desmos. I just don't have a calculator right here. So then I have to flip it because x is in the back. So my final answer is x is less than -3/7. Okay, one more, and then you're done. Okay, it says 4 times a number is no less than -16. So 4 times a number is 4x. Is no less than is greater than equal to, and then -16. If I solve this, these are multiplied, so I do the opposite, which is divide by 4. There's no flip because I'm dividing by a positive. X is in the front. There's no flip for that because x only flips when it's in the back, and that would be -4. Okay, so I hope you're feeling good about adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Remember, when you do addition or subtraction, the only flip is when x is in the back. When you do multiplication and division, there could be 2 flips. There could be one because you multiply or divide by a positive or by a negative number, and the second one would be because x would be in the back. Okay? All right. I hope you were able to figure this out. Please email me if you have questions, or we could do a conference, jump on the conference on Wednesday. Okay, so I should be there anywhere from 10:45 to 2:30. I'm super happy to help you if you need me to. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.